This video is not intended to provide legal advice. All information presented is based on publicly available sources. If you are dealing with a legal matter, consult with a qualified attorney. The images used in this video are for illustrative purposes only, and do not depict any individuals mentioned in this content. The most chilling sign is when someone plays the victim, and then morphs into the hunter, stalking the very soul they claim to fear. It's a sinister pattern that haunts us time and again. Someone plays the terrified victim, goes to the police, files a restraining order, and then suddenly they're back in the clutches of the person they claim to dread. The question is, why? And what dark truths does it reveal about their twisted psyche? This video unravels the macabre victim-to-villain switch-up, why some people manipulate the legal system for sinister control, and 2 real-life cases that expose the horror of this malevolent manipulation. Let's dive into the darkness. So let's start with the most chilling question. Why do people do this? Why go to court, summon the authorities, secure a restraining order, and then creep back into the shadows? It's never about genuine fear, it's about weaving a web of control and casting the other person as the villain. Restraining orders can become weapons in custody battles, divorces, or even in the court of public opinion. Sometimes it's about exacting revenge, ensnaring the other person in a legal nightmare, and then deciding when to release them. But here's where the facade crumbles, because true fear doesn't vanish overnight. And yet, over and over, we witness the same haunting pattern. They profess to be terrified, and then they're right back with the person they condemned, which leads us to our first case. Enter Juana Rivas. In 2009, she accused her partner Francesco Arcuri of sinister abuse, and he was convicted. She secured a restraining order. Case closed, right? Wrong. Instead of escaping, she reconciled with him. They even moved to Italy together and had another child. Years later, she fled Italy, spiriting their children away to Spain, claiming she was still in mortal danger. Now, if she was that terrified, why return? Why live with him, have another child, and wait years to flee? Because the goal wasn't safety, it was control. She concealed the children. The courts ruled against her and ordered her to return them. She was imprisoned for child abduction. This is what happens when someone manipulates the system instead of truly escaping danger. They become ensnared in their own web of contradictions. Now let's delve into the dark tale of Remy. His story is a chilling one, yet it follows a hauntingly familiar pattern. Multiple women sought protection, filing restraining orders against him, and yet they were drawn back into the nightmare. Despite summoning the police, some even stood by him in court, defending the very monster who had tormented them. So what's the sinister force at play here? This is the dark secret people fear to confront. Some wield restraining orders not to escape but to ensnare their tormentor, only to drag them back into the abyss. The cycle of abuse continued. The legal system was powerless, a mere spectator to the horror. The cycle spiraled into a final, tragic crescendo. This is why accountability is crucial in the use of restraining orders. Because those who manipulate the system cast shadows of doubt over true victims, making their cries for help harder to believe. Now let's connect the dots. What do these cases reveal? Restraining orders can be a weapon, not just a shield. Some people file them not for safety, but for control. The narrative twists when they want it to. The moment they feel like they're losing control, suddenly they're not afraid anymore. The real danger is the cycle of manipulation. When you see someone go from "I'm terrified" to "I want them back," they were never truly afraid. They were playing a sinister game. And let's be real, this is not just about restraining orders. This happens in friendships, families, work environments, anywhere a manipulator gets caught but doesn't want to face the darkness within. At the end of the day, people who abuse restraining orders are the real threat. To the legal system, to actual victims, and to themselves. So let me ask you, have you ever seen someone switch up like this? Go from victim to chaser? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear your take. And if you found this eye-opening, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because Season 2 is just getting started.